David Coburn, pour le groupe EFDD.
Merci, Mr. Cadec. Commissioner. Is the Commissioner aware of just how much the fishermen of the United Kingdom hate the European Common Fisheries Policy? They feel it is wasteful, discriminatory and bureaucratic, and the reform and landing obligations make no difference to that. May I remind you of this book my group has produced? It's called Stolen Seas. It helps us all understand how the EU's policies can turn people into victims, victims who feel powerless, powerless to stop the abuse and powerless to confront the abusers. Until now, with Brexit. That, in the fisheries sector, is what the Brexit vote was all about. Please understand, Commissioner, that for the people I represent, coastal communities that you may never have heard of, let alone be able to find on a map, you, sir, are the voice of oppression. So I ask you, will you please try to sympathise with my countrymen? Will you try to understand just how and exactly why the UK's fishermen feel abused? How the EU has stolen their livelihoods, just as the UK Environment Secretary Michael Gove told us about his own family in Aberdeen in the UK's referendum debate. Will you use that knowledge in your talks on fisheries? There is one thing you can do immediately for Britain's North Sea fishermen. A couple of months ago, the European Parliament banned pulse fishing. That is one prohibition which they do want, and it cannot begin too soon for us. So please, Commissioner, tomorrow by preference, next Monday if possible, otherwise, as soon as you can, let's stop pulse fishing, as the Parliament said, and no falling back on this. We know the Dutch are canny negotiators and skilled system negotiators and manipulators. Actually, I can admire that in many circumstances. I wish our own UK government was as clever. The incompetent Mrs May take note. So please, no covert or indeed overt attempts to overturn democratic votes. We need a ban on pulse fishing as soon as possible. The UK properly leaving the disastrous common fisheries policy, an honest negotiation in which the EU does not try to keep us in the European Union, and the return to the UK of its own waters, cleverly stolen by the EU from Edward Heath's clumsy, inept, desperate government all those years ago. The UK must learn from history not to repeat its mistakes. Scotland wants its waters back, as do England, Wales and Northern Ireland. That is why the Scottish National Party leader, former leader Alex Salmond, was kicked out of the Parliament by the fishermen of North East Scotland.
David.
Sir, yes. Anyway, just rounding up, sir, I hope you take note of what I've just said.